Good morning. Good morning, brothers and sisters. We are here once again. And before we get started, as usual, we need to listen to our Biafran song. Our nation, Biafra, our land, Biafra, our nation, Biafra, our land, Biafra. We are fighting for a nation full of love. Our nation, Biafra love. Guiding up hope and peace and joy. Our nation, Biafra love. No matter what you have or where you are. Our nation, Biafra love. Everybody, let's come together. Our nation, Biafra love. No one is to be rejected. No one is to be neglected. No one is to be defenseless. All in Biafra land. Oh. It's time to give justice a chance. So, and reject the evil ones. Restore our nation now. We are fighting for a nation full of love. Our nation, Biafra love. Guiding up hope and peace and joy. Our nation, Biafra love. No matter what you have or where you are. Our nation, Biafra love. Everybody, let's come together. Our nation, Biafra love. We are supposed to have peace. No more oppression. Nobody will rob our children. The future and riches. No more games of politics. Just love and equality. Hope for humanity. That's how it's supposed to be. We are fighting for a nation full of love. Our nation, Biafra love. Guiding up hope and peace and joy. Our nation, Biafra love. No matter what you have or where you are. Our nation, Biafra love. Everybody, let's come together. Our nation, Biafra love. We are one strong family, one people. We are one strong family, one people. We are fighting for a nation full of love. Our nation, Biafra love. Shining up hope and peace and joy. Our nation, Biafra love. No matter what you have or where you are. Our nation, Biafra love. Everybody, let's come together. Our nation, Biafra love. Oops, our nation, Biafra land. A garden of hope, peace, and love, where everybody will be treated as the same, where everyone will count for something, where everyone will allowed to participate as a citizen of the country. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Of course, my name is Mona Chimsaga. I am a proud Biafran American here in Houston, Texas. I have my sister Augusta. Sister Augusta, please introduce yourself.
Good morning, dear friends. We are here this morning as usual to talk about our. One moment, please. This computer. To talk about our restoration, and we are going to continue. We just need everybody to be part of it. Thank
Sister Augusta, something is echoing in your background, so you may want to turn off one device.
Computer. I'm trying to work on it.
Yeah, please. Is it off? Okay. I think she's on mute. Sister, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Greetings, my people. My name is Wada Ekutosunamadi Begi. We'll continue to come by the grace of God so that we can discuss about this important topic. Thank you very much.
Thank you much, Chineke. Before we get started, as usual, we have to say our prayer because God is the center of what we're doing. He's the one that stands in the gap for us. So good day, Biafrans, friends of Biafrans and lovers of freedom all over the world. My name is Mona Chimsaga. Again, I live here in Houston, Texas. Before we get started, we do want to thank Chukwokika Biama by saying, Dear Lord, we face these uncertain times in our land. We ask you, Lord, to dwell amongst us. We are comforted by the knowledge that you are alone, our maker and our redeemer and the ultimate master of our lives. We trust our land to your loving care. Send us your spirit to touch the hearts of our people. Give us the wisdom to know what is right and the courage to do it. Give us your light and your truth to guide us in our ways so that we may seek your will in our lives and impart the world around us for your kingdom. Rock of Ages, you know you have brought those of us in diaspora for a time like this to speak for the voiceless and fight for the weak. Father, we pray that you will continue to endow us with power, authority, and wealth to be the place of a continent fit for human survival, for our children to enjoy life just like anybody else. All this we ask for your intercession as we play our part in actualizing this God's mandate. Amen. Thank you so much. Our topic today is the legacy of injustice. The legacy of injustice and African tragedy. The legacy of injustice. And this is an important topic because we are in a time now where everything is going haywire. Africans are being told they need to stay in their country, but yet there are some forces or vices out there that is causing it, making it impossible for us to stay in our land. And at the same time, the people that are causing this chaos are the same people that will show up as Christian missionaries to come and help us. So we say that legacy of injustice and African tragedy. Legacy is an inheritance from our forefathers. As Africans, we have inherited injustice at all levels. That is the story of Africa as a continent. Everywhere you look in Africa, all you see is centuries of injustice. And then you ask yourself, how can people so blessed be treated so unfairly? How can a continent so endowed be exploited and raped and no one is talking? How can massive fraud against the children of Africa be allowed to go on for centuries and centuries? Are we going to pass on this injustice to our next generation? We have oil, we have other resources, but they are useless to us because of unfair trades. We have fertile lands, farmers, they are rendered useless because German and all these European countries will dump their cancer-ridden food in our land and cripple our farmers. Are we talking about the textile industry, where Red Cross, as we know, is collecting clothes from people in European countries, sending or working with the Lebanese to dump it in Africa so that we will not be able to use our textile industry, rendering our people again useless. We have to shop from their hands-down clothes, hands-down boutique when our maids are going to the expensive stores and pointing to what they want. Even with this, when they pick up these clothes from the Red Cross, they sort it out and they send the expensive ones to Asia and Middle East. And then the ones that nobody wants, they will ship to Africa, making sure that, again, we do not have a textile industry to do our own thing. Every year, Africa is economically strangulated, and they turn around and scorn us to death that we are unable to feed our people. What happened to the principle of good practice? When will the world allow Africa to come up? When will they allow Africans to stay in Africa and stop this mass migration through the desert and the Mediterranean Sea? Are they not aware that Africans do not do well in cold? Are they not aware that the chaos in Africa is as a result of the activities? The blood of our millions of our people are flowing the street every day, every minute, yet no justice. The life of our people is not what the life of an American dog. What happened to the international recognized fundamental human rights group? Why is there so much talk about democracy, and they know that we don't have it? Why is the world watching and supervising all sorts of war and genocide all over Africa while they take our resources? Does America know that all she needs to control immigration from Nigeria is not visa ban? It's dismantling of Islamic terrorist states in Nigeria and allowing the indigenous people to build their individual nation. These are the things that are underlying to our problems. Things that, causing us to be where we are as a continent. That these people, the same people that will ban us from coming to their country, is the same people that will go in there and create chaos and expect us to die. And then they will inject their churches and tell their churches for us to keep praying that God will avenge for us. Vengeance belongs to God. While we sit and wait. As we are talking right now, America is about to negotiate with the Taliban, the terrorist Taliban in Afghanistan. It seems like the only thing that they understand is for you, me, everybody, is to defend yourself. You speak up, then they will negotiate with you. If we continue to put the world on notice and continue to cry foul, they will continue to play this game. And our children and our children's children will suffer the consequences. Sister Augusta.
That is so true. If we continue to lay down and pretend that they're going to come to our rescue, we are just losing the point. And it is so sad that when evil is allowed to fester, it becomes the norm. If it occurs all the time, it becomes normal. And that is what we have been saying. Evil prevails when people do nothing. Now we have been shouting to the international communities, we have been screaming, and they are pretending. The fact is that they're actually pretending not to see us. Not that they don't even know what we are going through. The truth about it is that they know every detail of what is going on.
They are causing the issues. Yes.
Yes, they're keeping quiet. You understand? So when they do nothing, it means that they are encouraging the evil that has pervaded the entire African continent. The evil that has come to the zoo country called Nigeria and is dismantling that country the way we see it. You understand? So it's like we've allowed and tolerated injustice in our land for quite some time. And since the inception of Africa, if there was anything like that, injustice has pervaded that continent for as longest time as the continent has been in existence. We've watched our people exploited by everyone and everything. The weak and strong have exploited, and we've done nothing except to cry unto God for deliverance. Yes, as Sister Muna rightly said, they gave us the church. They tell us to calm down, that God is on the throne. But the willpower that our people have has also been decimated. Our people no longer have that willpower. We have allowed unfair and unjust practices gradually to creep into our society. These continue to erode our value system until we are not left with nothing. Everything that enters Africa has become a tool for exploitation. The Western education, you're educated but unemployable. That is so sad. Our people go to school and at the end of the day, there is no job, nothing. Nothing that they can work with, nothing that the certificate they earned back in school, they can never work with it. It is so sad. They brought out trade and commerce. There is no fair trade when it comes to the African continent. No fair trade at all. And when we're saying that, hey, when they come to Nigeria, for instance, they get crude oil, they go and refine it, and they give you the price that you would have to buy that the refined oil. That is so sad. You are not part of the decision of how much you would sell or buy your own, you sell your own crude oil, but they make the decision of how much you will buy the refined oil. But I blame some of those African leaders, because what does it take to set up the refinery? It doesn't take much.
Even if it takes much, they do have the resources to make it happen.
They have the resources to make it happen. That is what we have. Yeah, it's true, but we have people that they constructed that zoo country and gave the power to the, I don't even know how to describe who they are. The non-entities. That was who they gave the power to. And at the end of the day, those of us that are smart, that are brilliant, that are highly educated, cannot even walk in those supposed parastatals that they have. That is so sad. Politics and democracy, they have introduced democracy to us in the zoo. And guess what? Sharia law has pervaded the entire zoo.
Right? Democracy.
And the Fulani X-Men. America will not tell me that they are not seeing it. They will not tell us that they are not seeing all this. They will not tell us that they are not seeing what is going on. And nobody is talking about it. You understand? Even though I fight for independence, severally have been used to exploit our people. When we come out and say, hey, we want to go on our own, people still exploit us based on that.
They call us separatists. Separatists.
Exactly, separatists. What we actually want is restoration of what we used to be. That's all. And you are calling us separatists, all kinds of God knows what. But honestly speaking, these things are not bad in themselves. It is a way for us, it is the way that they have been twisted that has become the issue. So it's important for us to set the record right, because some of us are becoming Boko Haram, just the way you have seen it in the zoo country, who are burning down churches and schools, that the evil and kidnapping of killing of Christians. The other day I cried when the seminarian You know that 19-year-old seminarian? When he was buried, and I was, oh my God. That guy came out, wanted to serve God, and at the end of the day, the Fulani Edsman or the bandits or whatever, because they have so many names now, keep on killing Christians, and America has not even batted an eyelid at all. They're just looking and hoping. Do they want us to be extinct before they would come to our rescue? At this stage, I don't even want them to come and rescue. I just want, if there's something that we need to do, so that they will look at our paperwork and say, oh, you know what? Go ahead and do this so that we can go. It's not a big deal. Britain just exited the other day. So why can't we exit? That's the question. So we need to draw lines here so we do not tip over to the other side. That is why it's important that we clarify all that we are doing. The problem is that these things are not properly regulated. Any absolute power will definitely corrupt, absolutely. It will. Any human system at all, that if you have power and you have an organization and you think you have absolute power over it, you are going to be corrupt. That is the truth. America, for instance, used Bible principles to develop our laws, but there are checks and balances to make sure that these things are not used to exploit the people. But there in the zoo, they gave us Sharia. I'm going to tell you that the entire country there is being ruled by Sharia law. And it's supposed to be a secular country. People, the Christians are supposed to, probably they have to have constitution. And we've been talking about this constitution, that what they have in that constitution is a plain piece of paper that they have used to submerge our people. And not until that constitution breaks down, we'll continue to, wallow in this kind of self-pity. And we're hoping that this stops as soon as it stops ASAP, actually, as soon as possible. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Absolutely. If you don't do anything for yourself, nobody is going to do anything for you. So we can see, we keep saying on this platform, the world is about give and take. What do you have to offer us? If you don't speak up and bring to the table and be on the table where decisions are being made, you will continue to wait for someone to come and rescue you. And we are no longer doing that. We have come of age where we can do more for ourselves, where we can demand for our rights, where we can be a stakeholder in what we are doing so we can move forward versus waiting for somebody else to do it for you. Sister Ikwe.
Absolutely, my sister. We have come of age. We have come of age. We want to be on the table to discuss. Like Sister Augustus said, that whether be it religion, be it politics, be it education, these things are not wrong in themselves. It's just that they are not properly regulated. Am I coming out too?
Yes.
Okay. So they're not properly regulated. That's what the issue is. And that's where the issue of constitution comes in. Because constitution is the nation, and the nation is constitution. So it's this constitution of a nation that will put the checks and balances that we are looking for. When you have a secular nation and you're supposed to have a secular constitution, all of a sudden somebody carries a Sharia law and throws inside, mixes up everything. It shows that the people do not understand what nationhood is.
No.
And that's why we're saying that this current constitution that we have in that zoo is illegal. It's a fraudulent document. And if the constitution is illegal, that means the nation is illegal. Because the nation is built on the constitution. The constitution is what guides the nation. The constitution is what makes the nation a nation. So if the constitution we have is illegal, that means the nation is illegal. And that's why everything is upside down. In that Fulani Islamic state of Nigeria. Because it's not a secular nation anymore. It's now an Islamic nation. One can only get justice when there is rule of law. Now, when there's no rule of law, of course, we know that rule of law is founded on the nation's constitution. When you have the constitution, the rule of law is founded on the nation's constitution. Now, when the constitution is illegal, how are you going to get a rule of law? And how will you get justice? How will you get justice when there's no rule of law? So that's why there's chaos everywhere. and that nation is bound to collapse. It's on a self-destructive pathway. It's just a question of time. It's bound to collapse. And interestingly, this democracy we are talking about, this guy, the attorney Bruce Wayne, his partner, he said that that democracy started in Igbo land. This is a white guy saying that. That democracy started in Igbo land. That Igbos are the first in the universe to have written constitution. So like what Sister Augusta is saying, these people know who we are. They know us. They know what we're capable of doing. They know us. We're not really putting them to notice, telling them what they don't know. They know us. They know what we are capable of doing. They know our abilities. While they were living in dark ages, we already had self-governance in Igbo land. We already had a system, a society that even allows women to be leaders. We already had our system of, like centuries ago, we had already figured out how a just and meaningful society is run. We already had these things in place before they came and ruined everything that we have built, taken time to build. The things that we inherited from our ancestors. So originally, the legacy we have or we inherited wasn't that of injustice. It was that of justice, equity, and fairness. But they removed that, matched us with some people that don't know how to describe, like Sister Augusta said, and messed up everything. And we surprised that there's no civilization in that place. We have always known that civilization came from us. Most of these things you see them doing, we invented them. Even some of us that they sold into slavery, they came to US, America, they helped to build America. So we are Republicans, naturally. And that's why you cannot take us and merge us to people that do not know what that's, people that don't live like human beings. You can't do that. For you to know that our people are really Republicans, do you know that there's no singular APC Fulani governor in Igbo land, except this Hope Uzodinma that they smuggled into Imo State?
Mm-hmm.
My people cannot, our life is inconsistent with APC. That APC Fulani party, our life is inconsistent with it. So anything they're doing, they're forcing it on us. And that's why we're saying that constitution needs to go down. Because that is a constitution that has made sure that injustice continued over years in our land. And we cannot continue to tolerate it. And that's when we persist until justice is won. We will. Continue, my sister.
My dear, they don't have any choice. If only our brothers and sisters can wake up and understand what it needs, the pathway that we need to take to get to this restoration project, instead of being too sentimental or too religious or too whatever that you want to call it, to look at this problem from a different perspective and see exactly what the underlying issues are and what we truly need to do, not emotionally do or sentimentally do, what we truly need to do to move forward with where we are trying to go. We are not trying to steal somebody else's resources. We are asking for our things to be kept for us. If you look at all the countries that live in a land with oil, it's chaos. Unless if you find yourself in the Arabian countries, for some reason, I don't know what negotiation that they have, that the Britain did not find it necessary to go and start stealing the oil in Saudi Arabia. Everywhere else, Venezuela, Africa, Uganda, anywhere else that is oil, these vultures, they have their hands on it, and they're using it to sustain their people. Yes.
If I may cut in a little,
sure.
I'm cutting briefly.
The Saudi Arabia or the Asian or the Arab country, let me use it that way. Why probably the British could not even penetrate to steal their oil is because those people, they have what is called self-preservation. At the back of their mind, this is who they are. If they're bringing fight, they are ready to fight.
My dear, you're right.
Whatever it is you are bringing to the table, they are ready to suppress. These people are ready to die.
They're ready to die, yes. You're right. It makes sense.
They're ready to die. So if whatever you're bringing to the table, they're ready to serve it to you on a very hot plate. So that is why they're not being, nobody is rummaging their area, their territory. Nobody is doing that.
And also, they did not give them the Bible to tell them to wait for vengeance, that vengeance is God.
Exactly.
Thank you, my sister, for making the connection.
That's what I'm saying. They have the self-preservation, they have their own tenets, they have their own, whatever, their Bible or their Quran, whatever it is. So you cannot come and preach to them what they already have. And that readiness to die is one thing that the British are not ready for.
Yeah, they don't want to die now. They want to use the oil and be living a large life. So death is not included. Yes, you're right.
So the self-preservation is something that they have that has not been penetrated yet. And will never be penetrated because the way they are in the 21st century, they won't allow anybody to come and suppress them. And they will rather suppress other people, which is what they've been doing. But they will not allow anybody to come to their own territory. So that is what is saving them. Sorry to continue.
No. Thank you, because you actually helped me to make the connection. Yes, they don't have the Bible that they use to deceive us. They don't have the, like you said, they're ready to give it to them in a hot plate. If they want war, they will, like the Taliban. Even with America and all their equipment and all their technology know-how, they are about to go and start negotiating with them. So that will tell you that it's all about you exerting your own power at the level that you can. What is not going to get you anywhere is for you to sit down and be sentimental and be wasting your time aimlessly for forever and a day. I mean, if you begin to look at the reason why we are still where we are, especially at the Africa as a continent, it makes sense that we've been docile. We are not doing anything. We keep asking God to do it for us. God will kill our enemies. Oh, God will deal with them. God is not dealing with them. In 600 years, he has not dealt with them. They are living large. So no God is going to come down to do it for us. And this is the idea we want people to start getting. Like, start getting up your spirit that I'm willing to defend myself at all costs. I am willing to defend my land at all costs. I am willing to defend my children and children to come at all costs, because at the end of the day, no, you should come here in America. Nobody is thinking about you. They are going to their work, collecting their check. You know, yesterday was Valentine's Day, chocolates everywhere. By the time I got to work, somebody left a big one for me, flowers everywhere. They are living lives. They are living their life. Nobody is there thinking about you. Nobody is thinking. They don't even know that they are stealing our oil. And to make the matter worse, you have all these people planning medical mission in Africa, medical mission in Africa. Mission what? Can you tell your people to leave Africa so we can build our own medical facilities? You think we are dumb, so dumb that we cannot build our own facilities? That you have to come, the savior, American savior, or British savior, or whatever savior you call yourself, to come to our land and give us medical mission. Whereas you're sucking us dry where we cannot build our own hospital. This is what you guys do, these so-called Westerners. They make me sick. How you can come and create a problem, you have the audacity to present yourself as the solution to the problem. The years are now go over and over and over again. You watch people, if you see the suffering, go on YouTube. I don't know how God has given us all this information. People are busy using it to do something else. Go and educate yourself on YouTube about just write Injustice Africa. You will see what these people are doing, how they are crippling the farmers, how they are crippling the textile industry, how they are crippling anything. And then if you question them, they will threaten you about free trade. Fake free trade that does not exist for Africans. It only exists for the other partners. And then we have all these puppet leaders that they put in charge. If you do I'm happy at one button, boom, you will die. So what they will do, they will form alliance with them and suck us dry. And our children will continue to die. And they will continue to deceive ourselves with little things. Are they confused? Are they distracted? And all kinds of stuff. Instead of focusing on the things that matter. We keep looking around somewhere, even adults, when you converse with a typical African man, there's nothing coming out from their brain.
I eat 3 square meal. Thank God I can give myself 3 square meal. You're eating 3 square meal when your counterparts are building nations. 3 square meals. You don't know in America now. At my workplace, we have something we are calling intermittent fasting. Who is there anything? Nobody is eating. But the African man, the only boast he will give you is 3. I can afford 3 square meals. Really? My people, we are not here to bring anybody down. It's about time we start looking at ourselves differently. Educate yourself. Elevate yourself. Say, you know what? IHAM is not working. Let me go and investigate on how to do this on another level. If we don't do that, we will be singing all kinds of songs, posting all kinds of videos, dancing, doing all kinds of stuff. Spring break is next month. People are Zola tickets, this thing, they are living lives. So is this thing really? Nobody even know. When you get behind somebody is dying somewhere of hunger. Our poor people in Venezuela, they are going through hell. At least for us Africans, we don't have electricity. In Venezuela now, they have destroyed that place. They don't even know how to preserve a dead body. The guy that works at the morgue said that he was at the morgue and body was exploding. Boom, he thought there was war going on. He didn't know it was a body in the morgue that was exploding. Because they don't know how else to do it. They are used to having electricity until somebody went in there and destabilized the country. And these are the things these people are doing. Chaos. You see children everywhere. And it breaks my heart because I'm not saying African suffering is different. At least we have some idea on how to manage ourselves. We already know water is not going to come out from our tap, so we'll get it in a bucket. These people are still crying because when they crack their tap, no water is coming. They don't know where to go. They are not even thinking about, my dear, they are drinking water and shake a hand with nasty water, boil. They don't know what to do. Kia, these people want oil, the same oil that has rendered our people useless, our continent useless. They will steal all these resources, living lives, buying vacation homes, doing all kinds of stuff. It is disgusting. They will eat and eat until they are 800 pounds. Why you're stealing from other people? And then you want to emerge as the medical mission provider for Africans. There's this church here at Lakewood Church here in Houston doing a medical mission classes. I'm like, may God destroy that medical mission for all I care. Tell your people to stop stealing our resources and we can build our own hospitals. We are not waiting to have surgery while we are in pain for you to organize yourself and come for a medical mission. But you Americans, when you have problem, you run to the ER and get attention immediately. And you want my people to wait. When Lakewood have their conferences and organize themselves and show up in 3 months, then I will have the surgery that is causing me pain. This is so unfair. This is so unfair. It's about time people start knowing what the issues are. And that's why we say, educate yourself. Stop being too emotional. That is like a one here, they're emotional. We don't have time for that. Be serious about what you're doing. Think more than 3 square meals. Think more than, this person, I'm praising this person. Think about you, me. What is it that we can do differently? What are the underlying issues? Because see, what are these things? Even if we understand the fact that the reason why these people are stealing from us is to destroy our continent, they will dump their onions in our land from Holland. They will dump the okreka in our land. All they are doing is creating jobs for themselves and leaving us with nothing. So if we understand the issues, when they bring this there, because a typical African will see okreka, they will be happy. But if you don't understand that they're using it to destroy your own economy, when those okreka comes, you will not buy it. You won't have a choice. And these are the little things that we're asking people to begin to look into and stop being shady, aquarium, and poor people you online, all kinds of stuff. Go and look at what the issues are. Tight, not tight, near squeeze here. That's all they're doing. So we're asking our people to go and learn what the issues are so you can know how to deal with your enemies. So how do they do cheap wheat? Haji cancer reading elements train to grow, you wouldn't eat it. You will go and buy from your farmers. They bring their chicken that is grown in 2 days with steroids. You will not eat it, because when you get breast cancer, nobody will treat you. Nobody will address it. So being that smart and knowing your enemy, and the good thing is that it's the same Westerners that are giving us this information about what they're doing to us against those that still have heart for human beings. But the people they are showing it to, are they listening? Are they watching? Nobody is watching. They are busy thinking all one thing, Gemera has something. Everything starts from everywhere. The same thing we are talking about, Fulani's cow. Cow was everywhere yesterday, an area cow that we're supposed to not eat. Isn't this an opportunity for us to show the example that we don't want cow, that we are serious about this cow business? Black men are not willing to give up anything. Their stomach will be the most important thing to them. That men would now become pregnant and they are not giving birth because they eat too much. When your stomach is that big, you can no longer think, because anytime you eat, all the oxygen that's supposed to go, the blood supply will rush to your stomach to digest it. That's why you see some of them they're not making sense. Go and begin to heal yourself. Go and begin to understand what the issues are. It's just like your data and online to be doing other stuff and watching things. Go and use it to educate yourself. So it's time for us to broaden our wider discussion on freedom. Some people are beginning to misunderstand what freedom is all about. Freedom does not mean that we all have to be forced into Judaism, Christianity, or whatever you want to practice. It doesn't mean that everyone has to like you. It's time to make sure that our people are thinking along the line of equity and justice at all levels. We cannot continue to afford this legacy of injustice. These people have left for us, and the one we are releasing upon our people. We have to begin to treat ourselves fairly in our families, in our marriages, in our neighborhood, in our communities. What you don't want somebody else to do to you, don't do it to somebody else. The world is already treating us bad. They're already strangling us. They're already doing all these things that we don't even know the difference between hell and hellfire. Earth and hellfire anymore. We should understand that any culture that promotes injustice and segregation has to go, including even the Osuka system that we in Biafra land are using against our brothers and sisters. The same people that speak our language, that eat our food, that do everything, we will segregate them and put them on the other side because we are doing cultural beliefs. Some communities will even deny their brothers and sisters fundamental human rights because they have claim they are Osus. They will deny them injustice. They will steal their lands from them. These things keep dividing us, and these people will keep crying to their Lord to bring vengeance on their behalf. And we are saying our enemies, they have used injustice to divide and conquer us. They are still using it as we speak. It's time to end every self-afflicted injustice on our people. Let it begin with us. Because if we start being kind to other people, then it creates room for synergy, for us to work together and start looking for a way to get ourselves out of this lion den. Because I know in our lion den, we are locked in a cage with a lion. So tell me who's going to win. We have to do better. Sister Augusta, please.
Yes, we have to do better. We're in a lion cage or a lion den. We just have to do better. We have to come together. We have to synergize our own ideas and bring it together and push that forward. Social connection is very important if we must get this total freedom. We are asking for total freedom, for fairness, for justice. That's what we are asking for. We need to learn from the Black resistors in America when they were fighting against racism. They inherited a legacy of racism, of slavery. They inherited that. And even up till now, 1.5 million of them are still in bondage. And they don't know it. So in a country that made a hypocritical declaration that all men are created equal, and this same country is enslaving people. You understand? They say they are a nation that fought for freedom, but they turn around and enslave others. They have made fortune and built wealth for their own generations unborn. Like America, for instance, knows what will happen to the economy in the next 20 years. They have projections. And these projections are almost always right. You understand? They have projections of what will the birth rate would be in the next 50 years. They have projections of what the economy, the birth rate, the social culture would be in the next 100 years. And these projections are usually always right. Because guess what? While they may use the black people to build this country, they realized and went back and started studying on how the probabilities of what A and B and C would look like. And who bear the pains? Us, the people that are supposed to be equal to them. As Sister Muna rightly said, their dogs are even more, they prefer their dogs more than Africans, than the blacks. Their dogs are treated fairly more than 911 human beings. Their dogs are treated, you see, they take their dog for manicure, pedicure, KKK, washing, even babysitting. On my street now, there's a babysitting for dog sitting or whatever it's called. And you pay, I think it's $50 for a day or so. Meanwhile, I'm looking for a $10 a day for nanny for my own child. You understand what I'm trying to say? So the attention they put to these people is so unbearable that we start to understand why are we not treated as equal as they are. So rather than continue to play the victim card, as they rightly said, the American Civil Rights Movement now pushed a whole lot of things forward so that they can have their individual rights and liberty. And that is what we are telling our people. They have held the American country that since you say all men are created equal, I want a part of those men that you think are created as you have said, as you have always declared. And this is what they have used to continue to, emancipate themselves gradually. It hasn't been easy, but at least to a certain extent they have been able to relieve themselves of all the pains. And that is what we Africans, especially we that are fighting for our freedom, we need to do. So we need to do the world, the UN, America, and all the superpowers. We need to let them know this. They already know this, but we need to also let them understand that since you say we are created equal, hey, we need our freedom. We need our freedom. The so-called defenders of human rights must be made to arise and assist us in defending the rights of our children. Because we are humans too. They need to rise up and do this. They need to help emancipate us as well. You understand? They are saying that Buhari is sponsoring the Boko Haram in Nigeria.
And you're giving him more weapons to fight them.
They know this, and they're giving him more weapons. They know that the Boko Haram are killing the Christians in the north, so that these Christians will probably move down south. By the time they have gotten the entire northern region, they will build their caliphate, and they'll continue to move forward and go down south to come and kill us. America is seeing this, the entire world is seeing this. We don't even need to put them on notice anymore. They know this. And yet you are giving Buhari more ammunition to continue to decimate us, to continue to kill us, to continue to kill Christians, to continue to behead community leaders, to continue to kill seminarians, to continue to kill children. Pregnant women, their tummy, they would slice it open and bring out the baby, slice the baby open too. These are not make-believe. These are not movies. They are real pictures. They are real human beings that are being decimated. Real human beings that are being killed. Buhari is the sole sponsor of the killer machine called Boko Haram. They have destroyed entire humanity in the zoo. And yet, America is still selling weapons to this guy. Because if he really wanted to defeat Boko Haram, his army would be equipped. But no, the people that have been equipped are the Boko Haram people. He keeps giving them, the other day they said 400 the repentant Boko Haram have been taken back into the army. They have repented, they have been, what's not? Boko Haram repent.
My dear, they will continue to play games with them. If you want, since they don't want to react, all they want to do is worry about 3 square meal, worry about somebody else doing something for them. They will continue to look the other way because here America, the American interest, American first. So when they sell this weapon, they will get money in return for selling weapons, and they are richer and richer and richer while we are dying and we are dying and we are dying.
That's true. They are watching this ethnic cleansing and they're not doing anything about it. And that is why we're saying that our people, probably we need to like retrace ourselves. Probably we need to like sit down with America and tell America, okay, what do you want? How do you save us from this monstrosity? How do you get us out of this quagmire? We need to sit Americans down and say, hey, if it is the oil, come and carry it and so that we'll have life. Because it's time we sat down with and put these things on the table and say, okay, you know what? You just want to protect your own businesses that you have over there. Fine. How do we get our people from being massacred by these hoodlums? By this, I don't know, people without soul, people without empathy, people without nothing.
This is Augusta. I can help you with that. You ask what do we have to do to stop these people from massacring? It starts with us. When they see that we are serious about our freedom and we are doing something about it, then they will come. Just like North Korea and Hong Kong is fighting for their independence and they're speaking for them. The problem with black man is that they are hoping, I've been speaking to a whole lot of them around here, they are hoping that somebody will see it and say, hey, justice, okay. Then they will send their own soldier to come and fight for you. My dear, it doesn't work that way. Let's stop deceiving ourselves. Yeah. You have to show them that you want to leave. You have to show them that these things that is going on, this anarchy that is going on in that zoological republic is not going to work for me. You have to show them that I cannot take this anymore. I'm a human being just like you. If you are waiting for God, for you to pray long enough for God to touch your heart, they will be selling more weapons and you will be dying. You just know two ways about it.
That's true. They will be selling more weapons. But we are asking them now, the weapons that you are selling to these people, they are actually used in killing Christians. They're actually used in killing our people. Please stop selling that. I don't know what else. We need to sit down actually and talk to these people. Buhari is there doing what he wants to do, which is as extermination of the entire people, Christians in that country, and build the caliphate that Ahmadu Bello has promised that, hey, this must happen. And they are working with, because we've always told you that they have a blueprint that they work with. Mm-hmm. And they're on time, they're on target. So it's time for our own people to go back and get our own blueprints and work with it. And the LSC is doing this. And we're asking some of our people, hey, start looking at what LSC is doing. They have a time, they have a map, they have road map, they have timeline, they have spreadsheet that things that they've done in the past versus things that are yet to do. And we're asking our people, let us start doing everything from the nook of our own different corners and bring that forward so that we can get this freedom. And I know with time, we are going to get it. They are killing us. No question about that. And they're telling us to sit down and wait for God. God doesn't work that way. That's one thing we have to tell ourselves. God has given us the right to defend ourselves. And self-defense is not a crime. People have to start defending ourselves, because if you're waiting for the government to come and save you, no, it's the government that is actually sponsoring the killers. So you got to save yourself right now. This is what we are telling our people, and we wish our people will start looking at it from that angle. Thank you, sisters.
Thank you, sister. Sister, please continue.
Yes, we can't stop talking to ourselves, because self-evaluation is the first step in solving any problem. You can't just continue to say, is this person's fault? It's God's fault. It's their God. They gave us our God. They gave us their God. You are still pushing away the blame, pointing fingers. Is this person's fault? Is that person's fault? Without doing self-evaluation, what is it that I need to do for myself? How are other nations? I keep telling our people, what we are looking for is not different from what other people have sought for and got it. Independence is what it's called. No matter the name you call it, it's called independence. And there are laid down protocols, internationally recognized protocols to follow. We need to be consistent. in following these protocols. It's not about excessive noise making, showing off, unfruitful arrogance. You are dying and you are being arrogant. Like Mr. Grasshopper. Grasshopper is there burning, and the wife is saying, Oga, you're burning, no? He said, no, I'm quenching the fire. Can't you see I'm quenching the fire? Mrs. Grasshopper is telling Mr. Grasshopper, Oga, I can perceive your legs. I can perceive what is like is your body burning like this. So he said, no, how can you say I'm burning? How dare you say I'm burning? They said, Oga, let's think of what to do. He said, no, how dare you ask me questions? Unfruitful arrogance will not lead us anywhere. It's time to sit down, like Sister Augusta said, and know the things we are supposed to do. We need independence. There are protocols to follow. Lower Niger Congress, they have protocols, which is what we have been crying for. We say protocols and timelines. Other nations have done this. We are not the first. But my people enjoy dancing. Any little thing, Pagara, you are dancing. Why are you dancing? Praise and worship. Are you not tired of praise and worship? You're dying, you're doing praise and worship. Is freedom fighting his political affiliations? Are you with us? Are you with them? Are you in that group? Are you in that group? You do not understand that you are dying. We need independence. Let's stop between ourselves, against each other. We must work together. We don't have choice. We must work together. We do not have choice. Anything that is dividing us, whether it be along ethnicity, along religion, or gender, or whatever, those things will divide us as a people. It will divide our communities as well. That means we don't need it. They want us to be divided so that we will keep failing. But the only way we have to do counter what they're doing is to stop dividing ourselves. Don't use anything to divide yourself. Come together by all means. You see, we have individual differences. It's like that all over the world. Two people are not the same. Even two twins, identical twins, are not the same. We have individual differences. But these individual differences are meant to complement us. The one you can do, I might not be able to do it. The one I can do, you might not be able to do it. Then we come together and complement each other. That is how heaven made it. It's called divine balance. When you have unity of purpose as a people, no power on this earth or even in heaven can stop you.
That's true.
If you read scriptures during the Tower of Babel, human beings came together. It took God to come, purposely to come and stop them, because he said, these people have covenanted together, they have put their mind together, they have unity of purpose. Nothing will stop them. They will achieve this thing they want to achieve. Let's go and stop them. That's what we're saying. All these unnecessary show of sentiments and emotions, like my sister Mona said, they are nothing but distraction. Any little thing, you're showing sentiments and emotions. Because when you're full of sentiments and emotions, you're not able to think critically.
You can't. You can't.
You can't make proper assessment of your situation. You can't judge it properly.
Only Ewuchimo will be coming out. Ewuchimo.
Exactly. And it's just emotional. They are just distracting you. Those emotions will not give you solution. You need to put on your thinking cap and stop following sheepishly. Stop following sheepishly. I don't know how else we tell our people. We've been saying this over and over again, that everyone is needed. So you trying to push some people aside or trying to segregate or say, oh, this one is this one is that, it's not going to help you. It is deception to tolerate your enemy, but you're not willing to tolerate your brothers and sisters. Rather, you will poison them and blackmail them. is deception. You will tolerate and take nonsense from strangers. But if it comes to your brothers and sisters, you will kill and destroy them. Yeah. Why not transfer that hatred to Fulanis? The other day, I saw a video of two whether friends or brothers. Whatever is making them to fight, the other one carries stone, bam, and hit the other one. That's the end. I say, if these old men can do this, what will your children do? We are telling our people, all this unnecessary gra. It's not taking us anywhere. Your blood is too hot, and for the wrong reason. If you want to have hot blood, take it to the enemy, not against your brothers and sisters. Truth will not hide forever. That's one thing you have to know. The evil you do against your brother or your sister today is reserved for you tomorrow. It's a question of time.
In double force.
If you know that this, exactly. If you know that this is the case, why not start thinking of how to be fair to your brother and sister? Show justice. Allow justice to reign in whatever you do. Be it in the family, like Sister Mona said, in the family, in the community, in the church, anywhere. Let's stop prolonging our suffering. Dancing, praise worship, when you should be sitting down having meetings and consultations, having dialogue, sitting down and discussing issues. How long are you going to fool around, my people? How long?
600 more years, it seems like.
Sorry, what did you say?
No, I said maybe 600 more years. The 600 is not enough.
It's like the example that Sister Augusta gave, about the Black Americans. When they came here, I mean, like in the 60s, the whites and the black could not even eat in the same restaurant. Just 60s. Because whatever that was happening to us was happening to them. They started fighting it. Today, you and I are able to come into this country and have free hand. Somebody fought for it. Our own brothers and sisters, African Americans here, fought for what we're enjoying today.
Mm-hmm.
He sat down and started doing praise and worship. Do you think they will have what we're enjoying today? They sat down and worked together and said, this thing, this country, they say all men are born equal. Okay, let's make them to live by their words. They cannot be saying all men are born equal and they're segregating against us. We will make them to do what they're saying. And that's how things started changing. And that's what we're telling our people. UN, they have all their charter and everything. Let's sit down and make sure they do what they say. If you said that every indigenous people, that they have the right to exist, they have the right to self-determination, then let's make them to do it, not just saying. Sovereignty belongs to the people. It was never taken away. It's just for you to understand that this sovereignty is your own. So
right, that you still have it, yes.
Yes, nobody's giving you freedom. You have it. You have it. The only time you don't have it is when you lay it down out of ignorance. You don't know what your right is to exercise it. So sovereignty belongs to the people. And that's what you hear someone like Mr. Tony Nadi hammering all the time. He said, people, sovereignty belongs to you. Do not give it out to anybody. There are steps that you need to take. It is our right to seek justice and redress for the death of over 3.5 million of our relatives. We have a just case. We have a just case that we are fighting. Over 3.5 million massacred. We have a right to ask for justice. We have the right. It doesn't matter if it's over, if it happened 500 years ago. It doesn't matter if it happened 100 years ago. Evil was done against our people. Over 3.5 million massacred. Children, 2 million starved to death. That's a case. If we are asking for justice, nobody will say, what are you doing? It doesn't matter if it happened how many. Time does not take away crime. If a crime was committed, it will not make it to stop being a crime after 15 years. It is a crime, and it will continue to be a crime. Time will not make it to now stop being a crime. So getting justice for our people is our right, and it's something we are not begging. We do not need to beg for it. We do not need to say, please, now give us. We will stand up, take it. But there are ways you need to do it. First of all, you have eternal cohesion. All the people looking for that independence, all of you have to agree. It's not something you get for Ijoman. It is not something you say they want, let them join. You want to form a nation with someone, it's like you want to marry a woman. Our brother Magnus was trying to describe it. He said, you are a very handsome man. He said, I want to marry that girl. He said, no, but I won't talk to her. She should come and meet me. Let me marry her.
Yeah, he'll be waiting forever and a day, right?
You wait forever. You're only deceiving yourself. You will sit down and go and find their family and say, oh, who is their father? Let me go and talk to the father of the girl. What do I need to do? They will give you a list. You can meet the girl's family. They will give you a list. You want to marry our daughter? See list. Then you start negotiating. That's if you're serious to marry. And that's what we're saying on this platform. That we need to come together. All this childish tantrum. Are you for me? Are you for them? Are you for? Is it not the same nation we are talking about? We should not join these people that want to always keep deceiving us. Truth is constant. We need to think broadly. Stop delaying our independence because of ignorance. We need to know that we are not the first to go for independence. If we are not the first, that means there are ways these things happen. Regional collaboration, internal cohesion. Come together. You say you want to build nation with somebody. You cannot even sit with the person and talk. What type of nation are you trying to build? Are you being real to yourself? You're dancing around and making, it's not politics. It's not which party do you belong to. No. We must collaborate. We don't have choice here. Or war, die, and perish. What is holding us is not about to let us go. No, like Sister Mona said, they are still giving them more ammunition to kill us. So we need to have that internal cohesion. Though we see things differently, but we must have unity of purpose. I'm not saying, because some people, when you say internal cohesion, they say, all of us come and join my party. We're not interested in your party. It's not party affiliation. We're talking of unity of purpose. What do we want? Whatever you are doing has to collaborate with what I'm doing. We have to work in tandem. Like what I'm doing, it's like synergy. Whatever I'm doing,
will complement the other one. Yes.
We complement what you're doing. As I'm doing it, I remember that my sister is doing something that I ask myself, okay, is it collaborating with what? Is it complementing what my sister is doing? Then my sister is doing her own. I say, that's the type of mindset you want our people to have. You're beginning to think broadly, not you're narrowing yourself like this and talking like somebody. No. We want to educate your mind. Like Sister Muna said, educate your mind. Let your mind open up so that you get to understand that this thing we are talking about you get it this way. Open your mind, then talk, and then we'll talk together, and then we'll know where we're going. And before you know it, we get to where we're going. God bless you, my people. God bless everyone. All lovers of freedom and liberty and justice. God bless everyone.
He say, of course, God bless everyone. People have to understand that Naidika Adanne does not sit in a place where her father's house is on fire and she's busy cooking in her husband's house. Adanne will come in and make sure all is right. Adanne will come in and make sure everything is in the right place, in the right order. If there is a fire going on, Adanne will stop it. Adanne is there to make sure that her father's house stays intact. Adanne is there to even complement the resources that is in her father's house to make sure everybody has have enough. So what we are trying to say here is that we are not here to take sides. We are here to speak the truth. We are here to ensure that everything works, like my sister said, in tandem towards our freedom, that we must do what works in order to get where we're going. That we cannot continue to have this tunnel vision, be lying to ourselves. You know, a 22-year-old American here is running companies. And when you see our 22-year-old, they're still thinking as a child. And all we're asking is for you to open up your mind, go online, stop being on Facebook, use that data and go on YouTube and just educate your mind about how, maybe ask, how are these people able to hold us down for 600 years? And start looking for information that will tell you what they've been doing. God, I guess, blinded them. They're giving us information to say, hey, this is what we did to you guys. But nobody's read all this educational video. When you go there, it's like maybe 500 people that read it. Then when you go and see some stupid crap, doing whatever, you will have 5 billion viewers. They did not ask us not to read. They put it out there. As a matter of fact, we can't even fault them anymore because the information is there for us to defend ourselves. We chose not to because we only worried about our 3 square meals, and we're worried about whatever I go chop your money even though you don't have your money. It's always this game. And we are saying, please, enough is enough. We have passed that stage. We are not here to impress anyone. We don't care about your titles, me will senator, me will doctor, me will rocket scientist. If you're not helping my people to get their freedom and doing what works, you and your degree can go and burn somewhere in hell. Because we are tired of the intimidation with degrees. We are tired of people wanting to be addressed a certain manner, yet you have nothing to offer to my people. You can't even practice in your yourself. So this deceit must come to an end. As Adanne, we are going to ensure that everyone that needs to be held accountable is held accountable. Even if it means no Aparanne. When you mess up, we're going to hold you accountable. So if you don't want to be held accountable, do what is right. More time will do. I get just the way it is. So we are saying that we are all stakeholders in this restoration project. That every one of us have something to do. Every one of us. So even if you don't have the money, go and educate your mind so that when they bring the okreka, you will recognize they're using it to make sure that you're not able to sew clothes anymore. When they bring their wheat, you make sure while you're eating it, are you willing to die of cancer in 5 years? When they bring their onions, you ask yourself, while you're eating it, are you willing to have liver disease in 20 years? So that you can understand what the underlying problems are. Stop using your time, wasting effort, wasting all these things. Because as we're speaking, the Fulanis, they have divided their ways. Some are in business, some are in banking, some of them are marrying our daughters, some of them are in our farmland with their cows, destroying them. Some of them are using their cows to be the GPS. Kahana get back, Kahana collect data. They're using their GPS cow to GPS our villages. And we are watching them bring it to fruition while we are playing games and being too sentimental and lying to ourselves and thinking all I have to do is come get born at bottle. Can't get born at bottle so it will seem as if I'm doing something. Those lies will keep you in slavery for another 600 years. It's just that simple. There's no two ways about it. As for me and my household, I'm not willing to be in slavery for 600 years. Cha, cha, cha. So if that's how you roll, is that how it works for you, continue. I have liberated my mind. I have liberated the mind of my children, the family. For those of you that are sitting there lying to yourselves and doing whatever you think you're doing and pretending and faking it till you die, you are going to die. You will die in your fakeness. So it's about time to get it right. It's about time to take that initiative to do what is right. It's about time to make that extra effort. Yes, life is hard. We run around. But if you have time to be staying on Facebook doing anything, use it and educate your mind. Use it to see how the European came and destroyed the textile industries in Africa. Use it to see how they destroyed our farm. Use it to say how they have free trade. And all they're doing is dumping their product and we're not able to export our products. Use it to see how they're making sure that we don't have the resources that we need to build our land. Use it to see how they will come and take our land in Africa to plant coffee and kill off everybody in that land and come on air and say they didn't know that people were killed. Go and use it and see this is still currently happening. It didn't happen 600 years ago. Go and learn to see what they're doing to you. So when you see them, you don't see them as your Lord and your Savior. Because they're confused as to what we're supposed to do. If you say one way by the time they touch you, you've already healed yourself because you thought they're Jesus Christ of Nazareth. They will create the problem. All of a sudden, boom, they will emerge as the solution. The same thing going on and on. He put it in our brain that they are the Lord and the Savior. You know, great problem. They will come and help us to solve. So they won't solve all of it. They will make you think they are solving it. So the instead of knocking down foundation, they will come and paint it for us. We thought it's a brand new house and they will leave. We need to start being smarter. We need to start doing a lot of reading. We need to start doing a lot of research. We need to start doing things that work instead of being on our Facebook and make praise and worship like my sister will say. We've been praising and worship and nothing is happening. Before I even joined this program, I was asking myself, how come we have all these churches, buying a midweek service, and the redeem will bring in them a prayer for 2 weeks, you know, and I may fire burn them, fire this. But I begin to ask myself, what kind of God are we praising again? But when they change, instead he had the worse. To the point that people were building churches inside their yard. I went to my father's house a long time ago, and their neighbor has church. 4 o'clock, this idiot will start banging in the middle of the night. They finally were able to kick them out. But this is the torture. When you as an African person that cannot sleep in your own house, how are you going to think? No wonder you're too sentimental, because one day you're gonna will be so drowsy in the morning. You will not be able to think. They will put church that is making noise all over around you. Now, I get noise in the issue. More generator now. Ya run the church now. Ya will feel one. And I could get an issue. You barely get enough rest to think about the future. You can't even think about tomorrow. Talk less of future. Games that they're playing. If you educate yourself or yourselves, you will begin to see what these people are doing. Hear all the underlying intentions about their actions. And you will begin to liberate yourselves. So our prayer to our people is that they will begin to think more than food, 3 square meal. They will begin to stop being too sentimental. They will begin to say, oh, what happened there? Oh, now again, I see where things are going wrong. No, leave them. You're not the only one there. Somebody else, let somebody else do it. Is that behavior that kept us where we are today? That lying, or you will know what is going on, you will be calling on the phone and be gossiping about it, but you will not be able to do anything about it because right now it's favoring you, or you have the intention that over time it will favor you. So it's okay for injustice to continue. If we don't change all of this, you guys will be in slavery for 600 years. For me, I will not. I refuse. You will not. I refuse to be in slavery for 600 years. God forbid. So thank you guys for joining us. We hope to continue to use this platform to educate ourselves and point us to things that matters to our people, things that should be, if you really go and do the research behind it, you yourself, we want everyone to be a leader in all of this. That you yourself, the listener now, will begin to educate people around you. Hey, one them Lakewood, because when I want a medical mission, we'll all be happy. Oh, Lakewood is going to Africa to bring medical mission. Tell Lakewood to go to Congress and tell them to leave our oil so we can build a hospital fit for our people. Let's begin to educate ourselves one by one. Teach other people as you learn. that no amount of sentiment will get you anywhere. No amount of happen one and again will get them anywhere. No amount but can I walk na amara. No. If it does not make sense, it does not make sense. And as for me and my family, we will leave. So thank you guys for joining. Sister, do you have something to say before we close?
Yes, briefly, as you rightly said, we don't have to the researches are there. They put all these things on YouTube, they put all these things on the internet. Ours is just to go and research it. They know this. We've often said that they know what is going around, but they want us to do the work ourselves. And because our African men, for some reason, the docility in that community has made it so impossible for them to navigate what is going on. They're just so docile. They're like, okay, Chineke Kama, or how do they say it? But they have forgotten that the meaning of Oge Chineke Kama is that God intercedes when you've already worked hard to get to where you are. God does not intercede when you sit down, you cross your leg, and you expect some miracle to come and happen. No, it doesn't work that way. So God will intercede when you have done, maybe you have 100% of the work, you have done 88% of the work. And God will now say, okay, yeah, my son, you have tried. Hey, hit it. That is the miracle that we're talking about. Not you sitting down and hoping and praying from now to next year, hoping that something would happen. The Bible also said that faith without work is zero. So start working. By the time you work hard and you add your faith to it, you will see the magnificence of God in that. And that was why we're saying that our men should stop being docile. Don't wait for somebody else to carry the mantle. If you're man enough, you carry the mantle. Carry that mantle yourself and start doing work from your own corner. So that when I do my own, you do yours. Both of us will come to the center, and it will be faster for us all. So this is what we're saying. And self-preservation, do not forget, no matter what you do, self-preservation is very, very important. Because if we believe in ourselves, if we believe in our ability, believe in our capability, we would have gone farther than we are right now. And the sentimental part of it, let's throw that to the dustbin. Being sentimental will not lead us anywhere. It will not. It only draws back. Oh, why did you leave this group? Oh, why are you not in this group? Oh, blah, blah, blah. We are not doing a group thing. We are doing something that would help us move forward. So our people should just wake up. And we pray that if they listen to us, that they will start working from their own corner. As Sister Mona rightly said, everybody is a leader. You have not come to serve nobody here. If you know what you can do to help moving forward, let's do that. There's one of our brothers, I think he's in Ghana, he's trying to write JavaScript in the Igbo language. I mean, if you go to other countries, they actually teach medical school in their language, even in South Korea. Their medical school in their I watch the movies a lot. They teach it in their language. Mm-hmm. You understand? I will start teaching our own medical school in our own in the English language, because we believe it's the lingua franca, and that's what we're talking about, self-preservation. Because when you start teaching your own people your own language, we learn in our language, we do everything in our language, you will see the difference, because the communication that will be between us. So that is why we're saying self-preservation. Our men should wake up from, stand up from them. As you rightly said, they're heavy with pregnancy, but they're not giving back. Because if I can.
And that's where the oxygen and the blood flow is going. That's why they are not reacting. That's why they will rather gossip. That's why they will rather follow up. That's why they will rather follow. That's why they will never do anything. That's why they will not organize themselves. That's why they will go to meeting. That's why they will tell you they just opened up their house in the village, their mansion, when they are driving cab here in Houston. That's why they will come to Iboka Lake. It's just crazy. It is just crazy. They are gone. Until they give birth, we are all in trouble.
Oh my God, it's so crazy. Well, thank you for everybody for joining in. I will hope you join us again next week. Thank you.
Thank you. Sister Ukwi.
Thank you, my people, for listening. What we're saying is, begin to show your brothers and sisters fairness, justice. Don't wait tomorrow. Tomorrow is too far. Today, start today. If you know that thing, that when they do it to you, you will not like it. Don't do it to your brother. Don't do it to your sister. Let's begin to come together, because it's only when we come together we'll be able to destroy the enemy that is set to destroy us. Thank you very much. Remain blessed.
Remain blessed. Remain blessed. Thank you so much. So we'll see you guys next week. We must continue to fight the enemy within, with every apparatus that we have within our power. And it starts with knowledge. Knowledge is our power. That's why the Bible said that my people perish because of lack of knowledge. Please educate yourself, know what the issues are. Stop being sentimental, stop being full, stop posting things that does not make sense because other people are doing it. Stop going, no, start doing what is it that works. Can it make the sense that will actually get us out of this? Because if not, 600 more years is waiting in line for every one of you guys, because it's not for me. I've liberated myself. Thank you. Till next week.